Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. Let me fix one thing here as I'm getting started. Seems way too bright. Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan coming to you live Friday, March 13th, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And it might be a different time where you're at. So hello and welcome wherever. I gotta adjust something else here. Wherever you're watching, hello and welcome. And I'm a little bummed. We're going to miss some of our regulars tonight. I saw that Uncle's going on a dinner date tonight. So have fun tonight, Uncle, and say hi to Myra for us. I'm glad she's visiting you since your buddy moved away. And I think late model slash formerly Sarah will probably not be able to make it tonight too. So bummer, you know. But anyway, and I'm glad. Hopefully you can be here tonight, Peter, because yeah, I'll be down one moderator with Uncle gone. So I gotta rely on you in case we have some moderator needs tonight. What's that, Peter? Ryan, in November of this year, if California doesn't get with the times, it'll be a different time for. Oh yeah, you're talking about the spring forward, fall and back. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, even though we voted for it years ago. That overwhelmingly Californians did not want to be flipping our clocks back and forth all the time. Hey, oh my God, late model, you are here. Oh my goodness. I really didn't think you're gonna be here today from what you were telling me, you know? Yeah, it sounds like the hardest 10 days of your life so far. Oh my goodness. I remember, yeah, last week you were telling us how, yeah, your mom is having a planned, knee, like a knee replacement surgery, and your dad tripped and ended up in the hospital, and that's kind of the last where we left. If you want to fill us in, feel free, and if not, don't worry, you could just tell me in private in email later on, late model, however you feel most comfortable. So I'm sorry, I've been going through a really rough week there, man. The hardest 10 days of your life. Oh my goodness. Wow. I know you've been through some hard times too. I know that's saying a lot. So I've been thinking about you, late model. I've been, you know, you've been on our thoughts here in the Happy Healthy Vegan household. And aloha to AJ. Good to see AJ. And Peter, let's see. Beyond Meat. Peter's letting me know they're just called Beyond now because they have other products that are just like not involving meat, like protein drinks and protein bars and stuff. I think that's a good move. Yeah, Beyond Meat is was good at the time, really shocking, gets people thinking like, wow, what's being disrupted here? But now they just want to expand it, kind of pigeonhole them into to making only meat products, and they can make whatever they want, you know. Okay, yeah, two parents in the hospital at the same time. Yeah, crazy times. Okay, I'm glad everyone is stable. Thank goodness. You said the worst 10 days of your life. I was going, oh God, I hope it's not worse than like two parents in the hospital. You're spinning. I'm sure you're spinning. Your sister is with fam now because you need a break with y'all, some normalcy. Wow, so that's great. Your sister extended her trip to be out. I thought your sister was going to leave like the middle of this week, if I remember right. So that's cool. She's sticking around because, yeah, things are different than what you guys had originally planned, you know, with your dad having to go to the hospital at the same time your mom is getting her knee surgery done. So, wow. That is a lot, man. Yeah, but yeah, I see AJ too. Yeah, so glad they're both stable right now. Whew. So what else you guys telling me here? Let's see. Travis thinks instead of changing our clocks every spring and autumn, we should move to 40-hour days and keep everything else the same. Yeah, work one 40-hour day and then call it. That's your work. That's the work right there. Fu Man Poo, good to see you, Fu Man. Hope you're doing okay. I know you've been like not feeling good the past few weeks, so hang in there, Fu. Yeah, you missed some good poop talk. I thought last week. We're thinking about you. And hello, Darlene. Thanks for joining us tonight. I don't remember you being around as that much, right? Let's see, and EWQ123, formerly known as Metalhead, you're going to stay around tonight. You're excited that a new restaurant is opening soon in a town about an hour from you. It's not vegan, but lacto-vegetarian leaves. Hey, it's on the continuum into being fully vegan. And we missed you too a lot last week, late model. Really, it wasn't quite the same without you here last week. And I'm not just saying that. So I'm glad you're back this week. And, you know, even though things are still bit chaotic for you in your personal life, I know what it's like. I can speak firsthand. I've had my share of chaos, guys. Like the past, like 2 and a half years or so, I've had my share of like continual, like off and on again, different chaoses. Oh man, it's been, I know what it's like. What I'm trying to say is, after having a really rough week, and I've had many of those over the past 2.5 years, there is something very chill and therapeutic about chilling with y'all on Fridays. And I think Late Model feels that too. And that's good. I'm glad, I'm not the only one that, I'm trying to get my hat straight here. Not the only person that can benefit, mental health wise from just chilling out for a couple hours here with like chill vegans and the occasional nutty, wacky, zany anti-vegan troll or whatever. They're kind of funny in their own weird way. They always never cease to amaze us all how they're incapable of like conversing in the most basic like human way. That's too hard for them. But anyway, okay, you did listen a little bit of last week's On the Spin. Cool, Late Model. Love the part where Peter was trying to convince Ryan to go to the theater. All right. I mean, I have gone to the theater like maybe 2 or 3 times in the past year or so. It's always been like for concert movies. Like often like, like there'll be like a K-pop band we like. They filmed a night of them on tour. It's only out in the theaters. Yeah, we saw Monster X around Christmas time or so, a few months back. That was cool. I was still kind of getting over my UTI, but yeah, it was fun. To you too, Darlene. I'm sorry. A lot of us have been on a bumpy road lately, God, yeah. I've just been trying to figure out, like, gee, has it been like life's never like for at least for me never been an easy unbumpy road. There's always bumps, but it seems like the bumps have been bigger in my personal life for the past couple years. I'm trying to just really think about it. I think it's subjective. It is objectively true. I don't think I'm making it up or anything like that. Just a lot of nonsense I've had to deal with for the past couple of years, almost including about a year ago. It's about a year to go today. I almost got killed by a maniac, as some of you guys saw on a YouTube live stream of a police chase in my hometown. That was about a year ago now. That was a crazy day on a Friday. I know. Happened on the way, like when I was going to the market on a Friday afternoon, and then Angela and I were thinking, yeah, should we go to the market today? It's Friday afternoon around the same time of year or not. I'll just grab something tomorrow. I'm still kind of like feeling weird about that. But yeah, that was a fun time too. Let's see. What's that, Peter? It is also Peter saying, should I keep messaging you on Instagram? Are you planning not being on Meta properties anymore? Oh, for the time being, Peter, yes. Yeah, you can still keep messaging me on Instagram. I'll let you guys know if and when I take the full unplug from all Meta properties. I don't use WhatsApp. I know it's popular in like other countries like Asia, and like that's a continent, and European countries. But yeah, it's not as popular here unless you have relatives out there, I think. But I've never really used WhatsApp, so that one's not on my phone or anything. It's just Facebook and Instagram. And in the order of leaving Meta, it'll probably be Facebook first, followed by Instagram. So I'll let you guys know when that's happening. And we've already unplugged some stuff off Facebook. So we're just going to keep going down that road of just gradually removing ourselves from the Meta property. So I imagine Instagram will probably be the last one, just because I do message a few people on there. So it'd be harder to fully give up. I guess I could just keep it and never look at the anything other than my inbox, which you can do on a web browser. Remove the app from your phone and stuff. So anyway, yeah, keep messaging me, Peter. Yes, I do appreciate, and I actually kind of rely upon a lot of your video suggestions. I would say at least like 75% of my video ideas come from you, Peter, so I'd be kind of screwed without your suggestions. So yes, Peter, indeed, keep sending me all your suggestions there. Food Man Pooh, you're trying to avoid a hypertensive emergency. Wait, yeah, I think you told us about that last time. I forgot. Why is your blood pressure high right now? Is it from steroids or what? Or nerves, like Heidi's suggesting? Do some decompressing with deep breathing. Did some meditation, it helped. Yeah, that stuff can totally help too. I remember when I got my blood tested back last November when I had my UTI. When I first sat down the first time I went, it was really high. It was like in the 130. I was like, whoa, I've never seen it that high before. Or no, I think it's higher than that. I can't remember. Anyway, I took a relax. I said, let me try it again. Relax, and it came down like 20 points. So yeah, so you can change it kind of quickly. Yeah, anyone else's live stream glitching? I don't think I don't see it glitching on my end, AJ. And oh, I think I'm off camera on for my split screen one. Let me see how it's working. Anyway, it's looking good for me. Maybe you need to refresh or something like that. So yeah, like refresh your browser if you're watching on a computer, or restart your app. You know, your if you're watching on a mobile device, as they are called, iPad, iPhone, whatever, Google operating system phones, Android, that's what they're called. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Parth. Thanks for joining, everyone. Everyone's starting to get here. And Carmichael, awesome. So, let's see. Late model, you had your first legit panic attack Tuesday night. That was fun. Since you have a psych background, you knew the signs. But if you didn't, you probably thought you were going to die. Wow. Wow, a panic attack. Wow. I mean, I think I get those sometimes. I never got to the point where I thought I was going to die or anything like that. So that must be a whole nother level of stress as far as a panic attack goes. But yeah, the familiar faces, this is therapy. And we're chill here. I'm chill, and I try to keep a chill scene here. And if people aren't chill, be it if they're vegans or anti-vegans, they won't fit in here and they got to go. Let's see. Oh, Carmichael, cool. You're listening to some of our music. Cool. You're just jamming out to some Love Spirals today at work. You really like Meanwhile, Irreplaceable Time Flees. That it's supposed to be a 1-2 punch. That starts off our Future Past album, our 2009 release. Yeah, Meanwhile, Irreplaceable Time Flees. Really like instrumental, Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd kind of thing, and then it moves into the first real proper song with vocals, Insignificant. It's supposed to like just be a 1-2, like no break or pause in between the songs, but I don't know if that happens necessarily on streaming services. I don't even bother doing that anymore. But cool, I'm glad you listened to our tunes. And yesterday we just uploaded to our digital distributors our latest song, so that'll be out, if all goes right, in about should be out not next Friday when I see you, even though we could have pushed it. When we go for a 7-day release, like 7 days since after uploading it usually works, but I don't want to be stressed out about that. I got enough stress, so I said screw it, let's just let's put out in 2 weeks. So I'll let you guys know when our next song, it's called No Reply, so we'll let you know about that. But yeah, I'm really stoked about that. Johnny Bravo, how's it going? Got back from your trip to Las Vegas on Tuesday. Wow, what'd you do in Las Vegas? Did you find some good vegan food? Did you find the dim sum place? And did you gamble? And if so, how much did you win or lose? Panic attacks are very physical. Yeah, I guess it's when it just shows the mental physical connection that we really are. We're both. We're all that. Okay, hang on one second. My trackpad is bogus right now. Here it goes. All right, they go to sleep. You have to keep them awake. What's that? I saw Nikki say some good news. You had your second good mammogram after a scare last year. Awesome, Nikki. Great news. And Heidi's asking, late model, can you get support for coping with your parents with a social worker at a hospital? Wow, I wonder if she would pursue that if that were an option. I think late model seems to be pretty tough and has a lot of psychological tools sort of way up here. Might not need that, but we all can use support for sure, Okay, I said the word tools. I read your mind right there. You have tools that you've used for years. That usually works. I know what you're talking about, late model. I'm right there with you too. Things that pretty much have historically been proven to be very useful tools, but sometimes things get so extreme that the tools are not as effective as we'd want them to be, right? Let me see what you're saying. You just hit a wall. You're continuing with your self-care and accepting the ups and downs. I guess that's the healthy way to look at it, late model. You have tools, you hit a wall, and you just gotta just try to focus on yourself and to make a tough situation where your tools aren't as working as well as you want them to be. Make it as good as you possibly can. Let's see. Let's see. So Johnny in his Las Vegas trip, you lost $300 playing blackjack, 3-card poker, and baccarat. Wow, I never played 3-card poker or baccarat, but yeah, I remember in the '90s, one of my Vegas trips. I'm not a big gambler. I don't spend. I low money tables. You know, I'm really cheap. I think at one time I lost maybe $200 or $300 on gambling, and I just feel like I felt like such crap. If that's the thing, I feel like such crap. I like that. I just was no. The gambling sucks. You know, I mean, I'm just not into it. You know, it's just not worth it. I think I knew what I was doing. I was playing correctly, but you know, laws of averages don't mean you're going to win, even if you're doing things statistically correct. Anyway, cool, Carmichael. I'm glad you like those old songs of ours. You got to listen to our new stuff. It's if you're listening on streaming media, Carmichael, where are you listening on? Are you listening on streaming, or do you like have like CDs or something like that? But anyway, yeah, our newest stuff is under Love Spirals Downwards rather than Love Spirals. It's a really long story. I can't get into it all right now. But I've been the songwriter, the force behind all that, the controller of the trademark all these years. It's a long story short, but since 2024, we've been releasing our music under the Love Spirals version of the band name rather than, Love Spirals Downwards. Like when we switched to Love Spirals, it was a long time ago. I wanted a clean break from my past. Coming out of the 90s, the label we were on was like a gothic kind of friendly label, and I just wanted to get away from that whole goth thing. I hated people comparing me to goth bands and crap like that. I was like, no, I make ethereal and dreamy electronic music. You know, I don't make like Bauhaus and stuff like that. So anyway, long story short, we've gone back to the name now because our 1998 album Flux, which probably was the most seminal and important record of my career, it's the one that's being listened to the most now. Not the earlier gothier sort of ones, but the ones that sound like what we do now. They're like dreamy electronica. So it made sense that people that are digging Flux dig the new stuff, and they totally dig the new stuff, or else they'd be cut off. Releasing music on one name versus the other, they're completely separated in all the streaming services. They just don't link them over or anything like you think they would. They're not that smart. So anyway, yeah, check out the new stuff under Love Spirals Downwards. Hey, Tim Pickles, thanks for the super chat tip there. Greetings from Australia and never going to a vegan. Greetings from Australia, never going to a vegan. I think you missed out a word there, Tim. You can complete the thought if you want. You don't have to send a super chat tip, but you're not trauma dumping at all, late model. In fact, I felt bad. I was trauma dumping on you guys for so long, scaring people away. I'm going, no, I'm trying not to like share all my. This is supposed to be a happy place, but we're humans, right? Good things happen to us, bad things happen to us. We have highs, we have lows, and sometimes the lows are kind of gnarly, so they're unpleasant, and you can't ignore them. You just can't. I can't come on a Friday live stream and pretend everything's cool. When I almost got ran over by an insane high-speed chase maniac like 3 hours before the live stream, or 2 hours before the live stream, or my mom's in the hospital almost dying. Stuff like that. I just can't pretend everything's normal. So you're not trauma dumping at all. Far from it. You're just being a healthy human. So anyway, was that okay? AJ says, Tim, we don't care, you'll never be vegan. I thought he didn't finish his sentence or something like that. I'm not sure why someone would pay me $2 to say that they're never going to be a vegan. That just seems like a really weird thing. Like, wow, you dislike me or veganism so much you're willing to part with some of your money to let me know that. So that's really cool. That's interesting. That says a lot about your psychology there. Anyway, so yeah, Heidi, yeah, don't even worry, late model / Sarah. There's a good idea from Peter. If we did a members only live stream, yeah, you could dump all you want. We could just dump on each other all our traumas and stuff. No, that'd be a weird live stream. Huh? We'll all be crying together. Yeah, Fu Man Poo, we are human and need to be loved. Kind of paraphrasing Morrissey there, right? Well, that's nice of you, Don Jackson, letting late model know that you're in his Paris suite. Yeah, I heard something about the CEO of Impossible, not Beyond, which I got on here, but Impossible left to join a dairy company. So that says a lot. Yeah, trolls are bizarre, AJ. So you think that guy really was a troll? Oh, that sounds delicious, Nikki. Wow. Oh my god, I'm sorry to hear that, Cheesy the Mouse. You had to put down your 17-year-old Maltese last night. Oh my goodness, it was his time. Wow, that is tough. I mean, that is tough. I mean, that's, in this day and age, I know how a lot of us are, I'm so sorry to hear that. It's, pets are not like pets. I remember like when I was younger, I think back then, people really treated animals as something distinct from the family. Like, here's the parents and the children, and then over here are the animals. Now it seems like, this is how I live, and most people I know, they're one and the same. It's all one family. It's like there's not a hell of a lot of distinction, especially for us vegans, right? We see them as equals in the sense they're, sentient beings. They have agency. They have desires. They have fears. They don't want to get hurt. They're like us. They have a different sort of intelligence and awareness. But my point is, it's really hard to separate them from being any other family member, which makes it so much tougher. So I'm really sorry to hear that, Cheesy, and I can fully relate. My cats are getting up there too. I think they're like 13 or something like that. I don't think they're 14. I got to do the math. But anyway, I'm sorry to hear that too. You still miss your pug. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that, guys. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Peter, I didn't even read my comments on yesterday's video. So someone commented on my egg salad sandwich, where I was describing how we got so much hate for posting that photo on Facebook. It was a non-judgmental post. We didn't say, hey, if you're not vegan, you suck. Or just say, hey, Ryan's eating this tasty sandwich. People left so much. Anyway, the guy is saying that I've really aged or something because of veganism. Well, I've aged because I've aged. I'm almost, what do you expect? I'm 58. I'll be 60 in a few months. I'm almost, I'll be 60 in July, like March, April, May, June, July. 4 more months. And there's going to be I'll be 59. I'm 50. I'll be 59 in 4 more months. I mean, how young am I supposed to freaking look? I mean, I think I look pretty decent for a 58-year-old. But yes, I have aged, as all people who are 58 have done, compared to like when they were 50 or something like that. It has nothing to do with eating plants. It's a fact of freaking life. Jeez. So when I go outside and see other 58-year-olds, they all look like young people or something like that. That is ridiculous. It's such an ageist thing to complain that someone aged. Like, what's the alternative? You die? I mean, the only reason I'm aging is I'm still alive. Anyway, so stupid. People are so mean. They're so hateful, and they prove it all the time. And it really makes me glad I'm not one of them, because I just see a bunch of hate for meat eaters, which biases my opinion of meat eaters. I see so much hate for meat eaters. I'm thinking, wow, is the meat really making them all that hateful? Is that it? Because I'm so glad I'm not one of those hateful meat eaters. But I know they're not all like that. But I'm sure seeing way too many of them. Yeah, vegans age, AJ. I know. Did you? Vegans age? I thought when you go vegan, let's look at the definition of veganism here. It's a way of living which seeks to avoid, as far as possible and practicable, all signs of aging. Vegans shall remain immortal, youthful, and timeless as long as they continue eating just plants. No, it doesn't say that. It's about animals. I mean, it's just so stupid how people are they're bigots of all kinds. They're anti-vegan, they're homophobic, they're ageist, they're ableist. I'm seeing all this so often from meat eaters. It really makes me think, wow, what's wrong with you guys? What is the meat making your brains like rotting them to become horrible people? Or were you a horrible person before you started like contacting me? So anyway, it's kind of weird. The temperature, I'm having trouble dialing it in here. It's just been so hot all week. Still says it's 82 outside right now. What the hell? This sucks. Let me check one more time if that's correct. Okay, 77. I guess my watch is slow to update, but still, we've been going through a heat wave. And then another one's coming back next week. It's like it feels like August, September right now. It's like too hot right now. Anyway, hey, fake vegan, how's it going? Why are you fake vegan? Uh-oh, happy Metalhead son, you tagged me in a story on your Facebook a few weeks ago, and it's disgusting. Oh man, I don't know if I want to know. Maybe I don't want to know something disgusting, man. Let's see. No, it's too warm. We're having this weird heat wave right now, Peter. It's like, it's like too hot. It was like 90 yesterday. I mean, 90's too hot. It's just like it kills the plants. You can't really do a lot of stuff outside because it's too hot. You know what it's like. 90 is not a comfortable temperature. I know when a lot of you guys in colder climates go, oh, I would take 90 right now. Yeah, it'd probably be nice for a day for a difference. But if you had like a week of 90 degrees, you probably wouldn't be so stoked about it. Jack Huber, I haven't watched the Tour de France in years. I remember Pogacar from the past, so he's like the man right now. He's going to win. He's trying to defend his title. Cool. Yeah, it's fun to watch. I find it kind of relaxing. I used to like just kind of watch it and just kind of doze off. It's just so relaxing, a lot of it. There's some exciting moments here and there, but it's kind of like I don't know too much about like European football or soccer. You know how they score a goal every just like once or twice a game or something like that, and the rest of the time it's kind of quiet. Kind of like baseball, late model. It's kind of, but then there's some exciting, dramatic moments. That's how cycling kind of is in my regard. Not bagging on any of you guys' favorite sports or anything. That's how my brain processes. Just chill most of the time, and odd moments of drama that are really cool. Fu Man Poo, yeah, get some enemas for sure. Maybe that'll make you feel better. Seriously, I'm not joking. AJ, you felt as energetic as a 105-year-old lately. I have my days too. Oh man, I'm bummed. I don't know if this is true. Hopefully it's not, but I was on my city's subreddit, and someone was talking about like one of the we have two LA Fitnesses in Long Beach. One of them, they converted the basketball court into like a paid personal training area, so those guys had to come to our court to play, which makes it more crowded. I've heard a rumor they might even just shut down the remaining LA Fitness, turn it into some like expensive high-end gym, like $200 a month or something like that. Like, Long Beach, we're not that rich here. This is not like Newport Beach or something. But no, I'm going, where the fuck am I going to play basketball? Totally screwed if that happens. So I hope that doesn't happen. I mean, my basketball career might be coming to, not career, but I'm playing basketball. I'm not going to play outdoors. I'm too old for that. And I don't know where I'd go after that. I really don't know. It's like, wow, what's going to happen? Like, where am I going to exercise? I don't want to get back into running or anything like that. Tennis I don't have any tennis buddies. It's just, I don't know what I'm going to do if that happens. So I'm just kind of like going, oh, crap, this sucks. I'm not sure how to think about that. Hopefully it's just a rumor. It said if it were to happen, it's supposed to be April, which is like next month. Like, oh, shit. Hey, Gladys. I don't have a spot to do it at my house, late model, and I tell you, just plain outdoor. I don't really have a proper driveway for it. I just don't. Yeah, I'll be screwed. We'll see what happens though. Hopefully, it's just a bad rumor, and I'm tripping. Actually, let me just look really quick on Reddit. I marked follow the threads. Let me see if there's any new progress on that, because I've been in a state of stress ever since seeing that. Okay, no, I don't see any notifications, so we'll see. Anyway, let's see. What's up with? Oh, I didn't say Siri. Be quiet. Heidi's talking to AJ. Looked it up, and it's normal to take 3. No, I'm not talking to you, Shlomo. Shut up. Anyway, he looked it up, and it's normal to take 3 to 7 days to adjust to less morning light and more evening light, not just the hour sleep we missed. I've noticed that as I've gotten older, these time changes, both of them. When I was younger, I could adjust in a couple days. It's like an hour jet lag kind of feel sort of thing. Now that I'm older, it takes the last one took like a month to adjust to. I'm not kidding, and it feels like this one's going to take at least a week or two. I hate these time changes. So yeah, not the only one. And yeah, I think that it gets a little worse as you age. That is pretty brave, Metalhead, to eat all that food and go out right after that. Um, oh, Peter, we already voted. I tell you, the voters of California, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, we like overwhelmingly voted that we no longer want to we just want permanent daylight savings time like other places do. But it hasn't. It's been it's like passed. It just hasn't been enacted into law. So I don't know what has to happen. Um, Okay, is my audio cutting out? Let us know. Cheesy the Mouse says my audio is cutting out. So let me know if anyone else is having that happen. We'll just wait to see what you guys say. Um, Late model, you're one of those who likes it dark early. You have vampire issues, according to your massage therapist. Vampire issues. Interesting. Were you goth in the 80s? Well, you like the Cocteau Twins, so you might have been, right? Shlomo is Yiddish AI. No, that's what I call, the Apple of voice assistant thing. I don't want to say its name. It starts with an S, so I just call it Shlomo. So if I want to say, hey, Shlomo, nothing should activate. I don't want to activate your guys' stuff either. Okay, cool. I'm glad you guys can hear the audio. So, yeah, maybe refresh or restart the app if you're using an app right now, Cheesy. Yeah, reboot. Yeah, good thing to ask. Late model, I don't remember you sending me any pics from high school, so feel free. I would love to see some pics of you from high school. I just figured with that Cocteau Twins picture disc, you probably weren't like just a regular normal jock or something like that, So, normal jock, is that a thing? Is that even normal? You know what I'm saying? Like goths are the opposite end of normal and jock. So, anyway, no offense if any of you guys were normal or jock or goth or anything. But yeah, send some gothic photos. Yeah, for sure. So maybe you're still a goth at heart or something like that if you have some vampire issues. And yeah, AJ's the opposite. She has more seasonal affective disorder. It's why you got a house in South Florida. Yeah, I think I used to. I think I not used to. I think I used to get that worse, and I still like every year battle it. In some years it's worse, some years it's not as bad. I don't know. I don't know, but I know what you're talking about. I have more of that kind of a seasonal affective disorder thing than a vampire thing. I don't mind it being still kind of sunny at 7:30 or 8 or something like that. I'm cool with that. It's a perfect time to go outside on the porch or backyard deck if you got one. Have some rosé, and that sounds great. Let's see. So late model, flock of seagulls hair, awesome. I got flock of seagulls down here. I'm pretty sure in the vinyl. White face, makeup, pilgrim shoes, and capes. But you were also athletic. That's a contradiction. No, you could be athletic, just not like on the sports. You weren't on a sports team, were you? Because that's kind of weird to be fully goth like that and yet be on like a mainstream sports team. I could see maybe being on an odd sport like maybe lacrosse or an indoor sport like badminton or something like that or volleyball. Let me know. But I'm predicting you were not on like an organized high school sport team. Let me know if that's correct. You follow a Poltergeist account, AJ, where this guy's Alexa says the most unasked creepy things. Huh, interesting. That is weird. Why would it say creepy things? Okay, you did play softball with your crazy hair. Interesting. I was wrong. Like organized, like team, like the high school team, or softball, like on a team, but not part of your school. Let me know, because I'm thinking not school. Let me know if I'm totally wrong. Long distance cycling was your real jam. Awesome. Yeah, growing up in Marin County, a lot of cycling going on up there. Fu man, you ran cross country in school. Awesome. Weren't half of the Misfits jocks? Really, Travis? I had no idea. Okay, that's what I thought, Sarah. Yeah, so my mental model of you is still correct. You played on a town league, not the high school team. You hated school. Yeah, okay, that's what I was. That's what I conceived of your situation. I'm glad I'm not totally off. I didn't play any high school sports either. In fact, I never played any school sports. And you guys know I'm athletic. Basketball, tennis, surfing, running, cycling. just to name a few there. Oh, I brought the wrong water bottle. Crap. But anyway, yeah, you can, yeah, like me and late model show, you can be athletic and still not be a jock, or at least not part of like, you know, your school or college teams or something like that. Oh, AJ! Thank you, AJ. AJ just tipped $30 to the cult leader. Thank you.
Weekly cult dues.
Oh, thanks, AJ. Much love. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Hey, maybe Angie and I will find a moment this weekend to get out and maybe go have a little bite at the vegan Italian restaurant, either in the morning for like coffee and pastries, or maybe go in the evening and subsidize that into a full-on meal. We haven't gone there for dinner since Valentine's, so it's been over a month, right? That's when Valentine's was. Yeah, we're ready to go again. So thanks to AJ, appreciate it. Yeah, AJ's so generous, huh, Peter? So super generous. What's that, Heidi? The Boston Marathon's about to happen, arriving here a month out. Damn, runners are already arriving. Like, what? They need to... I guess that makes sense if you want to train for the actual course. I know the Boston Marathon course is very, like, specific, hilly and stuff like that. So it makes sense to get your body used to the hills. So the first time you run it, you're not going, what the hell? How many hills like this are there? That makes sense. That's for the serious runners. AJ, which Italian wine? I've had a few now. I gotta tell you, did I tell you? I guess you don't. Yeah, I bought one. I bought last weekend. Yeah, I got I took Angie to her movie, and in the parking lot right next to it was a Total Wine. I got a Greco de Tufo. It was nice. A little more fruity than I like, but it was still a light white, light body. Crisp crisp acidity, I mean, but a little more fruity than I liked, but it was good. It paired well with what Angie made. But however, earlier this week, Tuesday, we were stopping by Trader Joe's, and I spent some real time in their wine section. In fact, I found this website, reversewinesnob.com, and his whole deal is like, you know, finding like low priced wines at like stores like Trader Joe's and Aldi and stuff like that. So I wrote down or forwarded myself a few to look for, and I found this amazing Italian wine guy. Seriously, go to your Trader Joe's. Mine had it, and mine has a really small wine selection. So if mine has it, you guys probably have it. Vermentino, $7.99. It was so good. It was good as any wine I've ever had in the, like, you know, like that was like a $30 bottle or $40 bottle. Super delicious wine. Italian wines are such a great value, and that Trader Joe's one was amazing. Vermentino. I'll share the brand with you too if I got it here. Yeah. Okay, the brand is Casone, Casone. I'm Casone. I don't know how to pronounce Italian words or anything like that. But no, don't get the $2 check. No, I'm serious. You're probably skeptical. You're going, how can a $7.99 wine be any good? I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's really, really good. It paired really well with this a salad that Angie made. It's a salad from the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook, or is it from Keep It Carb? But anyway, she added some stuff to it like seaweed, which paired with the salinity from the wine. It was grown, I think, in the Tuscany region near the ocean, so it had a nice like sea vibe, which matched the seaweed. Anyways, really good. Check it out. Vermentino from Casone or Casone. It's easily like a $25 wine. Super good. The last time I bought $2 Chuck, and that was Charles Shaw, that's the joke name for it. Like maybe 25 years ago, I got a bottle of $2 Chuck, and I ended up having to go to the emergency room. But not for what you think. It's made out of such crap materials. I was opening the bottle, and somehow it exploded, and it cut my hand, and I couldn't stop the bleeding. I had to go get some stitches. So I've never gone near, touched, or drank $2 Chuck ever since that horrific night of the bottle emergency explosion. So yeah, don't get $2 Chuck if you value your hands. So yeah, no, I get nervous, and I just have to walk past that in the store there. I don't know if that happens all the time or not, but it's never happened to me ever before. So yep, had to go to the hospital for that one. Yeah, but thanks for asking, AJ. Man, there's so many good Italian wines. Like, you know, the French equivalents of that quality are like 3 to 4 times the price. But Italy's just super chill. It's like they make wines like as great as France's for the most part, and they just don't have all that prestige and high price surrounding it. But anyway, let's get back to other stuff here. But yeah, late model. I gave her the Tuscan kale pilaf recipe and made it for her family. And I hope they all got to enjoy some of it. I know it's been stressful with your family situation right now, but hopefully they got to have a little bit of love, from that recipe. Oh, and speaking of love, yes, I love Lambrusco too, AJ. I tell you, I discovered Lambrusco for the first time a month ago on Valentine's. It was paired with the main dish. It was like a dry, not really sweet Lambrusco, but it's good. It's like usually reds are. I don't like a lot of reds necessarily. I like really delicate reds, like a really like ethereal kind of Pinot, not too ripe or anything like that. But the Lambrusco, nice, but you got to pay a lot of money for like Pinot that's like that. So I rarely have it. The Lambrusco, again, a great deal. You get a bottle of Lambrusco for like $15.99, $20. And yeah, I don't know what the price for that one was we had on Valentine's, but really good, really just like a really fun red wine. You don't think of reds as being fun often. They're usually serious and heavier, but no, it's really delicious. So yeah, I love Lambrusco. That's one thing I've learned about this year. When 2025 started, I didn't know anything about Italian wine. Now it's like one of my passions. So anyway, let's get back to the chats here. Ooh, speaking of great wines, a late model, a friend of yours moved to Portugal last year. Jealous. It's one of the countries I'm thinking of in case things ever get too shit here. You'll be West Coast until the end of time. I don't know. You never know how shit things can get. Hopefully things won't get total shit here. But yeah, Portugal looks really nice. It's a very different climate depending on what part of Portugal. Colder on the north, more Mediterranean-like on the south coast. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. So I'm thinking about there because lower cost of living and the income requirements for Americans isn't that crazy. Same with France too. I learned our real estate agent that I had a relationship with here in Long Beach. She ended up moving to France just a few months ago, like last year, and she's loving it. And I looked into it. I've seen all her pictures on Instagram. Wow, it looks really cool where she's living at. She gave me a couple tips and stuff. But yeah, income requirements aren't that crazy for France either. Let's see. AJ asked the most important question about what is better in the Tuscan kale pilaf, white or brown rice. Well, I have to admit, I don't think I've ever made it with just white rice. And on occasion, I've made it with brown rice, but our classic way of making it is a mix of brown and black wild rice. Usually we get a mix. Like you can get them at the market. Some markets have a blend of it's called, I think, just a wild rice mix. They blend I guess maybe some white and browns with the black rice. Or if I'm out, if we have a bag of just wild rice, I'll just get that and try to mix kind of half and half between that and brown. But I've never done all white. So, that's the cool thing about Tuscan kale pilaf. Yeah, just do what you want. It's never been bad. I think that's just our favorite way of having it, with a lot of wild rice mixed with some brown rice. But brown rice works in a pinch. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done it with just white. I can't imagine that being as tasty, but, I'll try it one day just for the heck of it and see what that's like. Late model, you happy you live in a small city in the middle of nowhere? You feel pretty safe, but you'll see. That's cool, yeah. Unlike me, I live in a pretty big area here, not in the middle of nowhere. This talk about drone strikes on the California coast, they could easily target my city. So yeah, I don't feel all that comfortable sitting around here knowing that shit could go down at any time. Yeah, where I'm thinking about moving, way more safe, and where you're living now, late model, way safe. And thanks for the super chat tip. Oh, this is actually the Beyond Meat, actually now just known as Beyond, as Peter let me know. That's their logo. They gave me this hat. Me and Angela gave us this hat. Probably at a convention, the Food Expo West convention, probably like 6, 7, 8 years ago or something like that. I wasn't wearing hats much at the time, but yeah, we saved it and now it's my hat. Well, thanks for the super chat tip there, late model. I said we'll combine all the super chat tips from tonight, yours and AJ's. Maybe we'll get a couple more and have it subsidize a night out for dinner. I told you we haven't gone out since Valentine's. It was an amazing meal. I finally saw the chef of the restaurant, Paul, the owner. I let him know, Paul, that Valentine's meal, that 3-course meal and the wine pairing, I told him that was the best meal I had since I went to a Michelin restaurant in Sonoma County in 2010. That restaurant's gone now. It's not there anymore. It was at the Hillsburg Hotel, and they kicked them out because I think the hotel wanted to take over the restaurant space. Anyway, it's gone. The place was called Cyrus. But I let him know that was the best meal I had since a 1-star Michelin meal 15 years ago. And he was very humbled and honored that I told him that. I just let him know it was really, really good because I saw him that night. He looked really stressed out. We love him. He's a really sweet man. I saw him, Paul. I looked at him calmly. I said, Paul, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to all work out tonight, you know? So anyway, yes, I might move to Portugal in the future. Part depends how shit things get in America in the future. But I'm not moving anywhere right now. But in the future, 5 years, 10 years, who knows? I'm keeping my options open. But I would prefer not to have to move to Europe. But I could easily see myself living in Europe. I have no problems with a Mediterranean, European lifestyle. It's kind of the lifestyle I live here, but I'll just be more European there, So I could totally, live in a place like, Portugal or southern France or Spain and have a Mediterranean lifestyle with like fresh foods and amazing wine. That sounds great. I could just do that for sure, but I'd rather not have to. Heidi, it's not even talking about end times. It's just like, I have no idea how quickly things could deteriorate here. I don't know. I'm hoping they're not. I mean, that's where I'm placing my bets that they're not, but you want to hedge your bets, not go all in on a bet. So I'm just keeping my options open. Yeah, I know Spain's not too keen on us, but Spain is on my list, but it's not the list right now. Yeah, Portugal and France. Those are the ones where I told you the income requirements are the most favorable. I saw Spain was more expensive than France even as far as what they want Americans or people who want to move there to be making annually. I wasn't sure if I forgot if I didn't know if I met it or not. I just noticed it was higher. I forgot. I know, I could definitely do Portugal and France, no problem. But anyway. No country wants us. Fu Man Poo, you must tap out, need sleep. You all be safe. Have a wonderful week as we await the apocalypse. And and if it's, good night, Pooh. And if it's not some doing because of our government here, I mean, there's always other threats too, like climate change could make life hell. AI could disrupt so many things, like unemployment could be crazy. And these doom and gloom predictions, how AI could like take over and like get rid of the humans because we're not necessary. I know that's pretty extreme, probably not going to happen, but still, just to even have that possibility put out there.
I know that you have probably have answered this before, but how do you feel about synthetic meat or replicated meat?
Hey, thanks for the super chat tip there, Kentucky. I did it again. Country Fried Vegan. Thanks so much. That's cool. All right, so we're up to like $40. Hey, we're getting close to a meal out at Paul's restaurant at Mangia Foglier. I tell you, I'm horrible with Italian. I took French in high school and college, studied Spanish on my own after that, but Italian, nothing. I'm starting at square one. But fortunately, it's an Indo-European language, a Romance language, so it's not like studying, like, say, Korean. That's crazy. I'm trying to pick up some Korean. It is tough. But anyway, how do I feel about lab-grown meat? I think it's an awesome thing. I don't think it's for vegans necessarily, but yeah, if they can produce it in a way that it's competitive, like lower price than traditional, like factory, like, just killing animals meat, awesome. If they can give these meat eaters their product and for a lower price, and animals don't have to be killed, totally awesome. It can be used for pet food. Pets don't have to be as picky. They don't have weird fixed beliefs like people do. Yeah, I think it's an awesome product. I just don't think it's for vegans because typically vegans are grossed out at meat. I don't want to eat meat. I'm cool with eating a Beyond Burger or a black bean patty burger, but I don't want to eat meat. You know what I'm saying? I'm grossed out at it, even if it didn't come from a living animal. And then there's the issues with how they acquire, the scientists, whatever, acquire the the cells that get replicated. Do they need to harm animals or kill them? I don't know. I just don't want to be bothered. I don't need to eat the meat. But I think it's a cool thing. I think it's a great win for masses of humanity and the animals that were going to be eaten by the masses of humanity. So that's why I'm all for it, 100%. But yeah, it's just not for me. But overall, I think it's a win for animals. Because really, it's not about what I care about. It's what's about the goal of veganism. You know, not having animals be killed needlessly so that people can have burgers and crap like that. So yeah, it's a huge win. It's all about the animals. It's a win for the animals. Yeah, AJ, I would never eat lab meat. I hate meat too. I'm not interested. Angie's not interested in the slightest bit. You cannot tempt me to eat lab-grown meat. I can only imagine a few odd scenarios maybe. If I was at like a Michelin star restaurant and they didn't have any vegan options and all they had were like lab grown meat, which I don't think would be on their menus because I'm sure that's kind of lowbrow for as far as Michelin restaurants go, you know. So that's the only scenario I could see me conceiving of thinking about, should I have it or not? Otherwise it's a complete 100% no go. And anyway, I'm leaving that possibility open. I would think about it, not to say I would do it, but at least I would consider it. You know, it'd be still a small chance, probably like, you know, less than 5% chance I'd actually go through. Yeah, but I saw, Florida, around DeSantis banned lab-grown meat. Texas is going to do it too. See, why is this popular amongst GOP-led states? Why is it like a cultural thing? This is why I hate how everything's been politicized lately. Like eating plants has become politicized. It's associated. Oh, left-wing liberals, you know, pushing some weird agenda. Real men, you know, are tough and, you know, eat meat. Like, no, just don't politicize this crap. Why are they banning it? Because it makes them, it's a cultural war thing, late model, and it's an easy one to win because most people don't like it. Most people hate, you know, meat alternatives and stuff like that. It's an easy win, plays into their base. It's just part of this cultural war. Like, why are often like you know, politicians hating on people of you know, LGBTQ, you know, trans? It's an easy target, you know, and it's unfortunate there's real victims of that kind of discrimination and hate. And same thing with this. There's real businesses that could do a lot of good, and you know, they're going to be at a disadvantage because of this political divide thing. I did the hater voice, AJ. I'm sorry, I don't remember doing that. But it does get me pissed off how everything's freaking politicized. Even being vegan now is politicized. Oh, it's a lefty thing. Like, no, we have Republicans here watching our live stream and been following our channel for years. It has nothing to do with politics, but everything becomes politicized now. Everything. Your sexual orientation is politicized. What you eat is politicized. You know? Whether your favorite day of the week is politicized even. Just stupid things like that, it probably can be. I did a lot of the hater voice in yesterday's video, AJ. But yeah, late model, all walks of life can be vegan. All walks of life. Rich, poor, middle class, all ethnicities and races and religions and political spectrum and sexual orientation spectrum and age and all that. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with any of that stuff. It's just all about having a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation, which really doesn't have anything to do with all those things I just mentioned. But lately, everything's politicized now. You know, how many times a day you poop can be politicized? Yeah, Mike Miller. Yeah, the whole world is political now. Well, maybe not the whole, but too much of it, Mike. Way too much of our lives now have been politicized. They want to keep everyone divided. And I'm so against this intentional division. I see it all the time, and it's really frustrating. And I don't know what can be done to undo it. Like, social media amplified that. AI is making it worse. People can't tell what's true or false anymore. People go into their silos, don't understand anything outside of it. So I don't know. But yeah, just don't politicize everything, people. Just keep it real. Eating plants has nothing to do with religion, culture, politics, age, class, anything to do with that. And even I'm not just criticizing people on the right. Even left-leaning people do that. I was criticized maybe 7 years ago by someone, I forgot their vegan channel name, Privileged Vegan or something like that, saying I'm a privileged vegan. I'm wealthy, and that's why I can afford to buy potatoes and rice and beans and crap like that. So it's both sides playing it, you know. So yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not just bashing one side or the other. And just stop this division thing. Just be vegan and stop making it about some other bullshit. Yeah, country fried vegan. It's sad that being a person who doesn't want to intentionally kill and slaughter other animals, we're the crazy ones. I mean, it just shows you how backwards things are. We're peacefully eating plants and we're considered extreme. Like, no, having an animal be bred into existence to be kept exploited its entire shortened life, only to have it come to an abrupt end at a slaughterhouse, that's extreme if your lifestyle depends on that. We're just eating plants peacefully, but we're the weird ones. The ones we're not the ones promoting and causing death to animals in that exploitative, cruel way. No, we're the crazy ones peacefully eating our plants. Hey, Redlocks, thanks for joining. Let's see. Peter says, remember when Michelle Obama wanted to make everyone healthy? Yeah, she wanted to plant like an organic vegetable garden at the White House. Did she end up doing it? I don't remember because that wasn't the story. The story, it got politicized into some other crap, you know? I forgot, but I remember that in the media, it just turned into some crazy bullshit. It's like, no, just like, what's wrong? First lady wants to plant some organic plants. Why is that a political crime? See, that's what I'm telling you. Something as simple as planting like kale has been politicized. It shows you where we're at right now is in the world as a culture. And now RFK Jr. is saying the same thing, and that's okay. It's funny how it's okay when, you know, in that case, you know. Anyway, it shows you what a fucked up world we live in right now. Mike Miller, for the record, you're not vegan. Cool. This live just popped up in your feed. Thought you would check it. Awesome. So what are you thinking so far, Mike Miller? Do you think we're a bunch of crazy maniac people who are extreme evil people? Because that was the topic of my video yesterday. I posted, or my wife posted a photo of me on Facebook eating a vegan egg salad sandwich. And we didn't even say anything like, you got to go vegan to save the animals, or if you're not vegan, you're cruel and you suck. Just saying, hey, Ryan's enjoying this sandwich on a nice warm winter day. He ate it all up. I got so much hate. We got so much hate saying all these horrible things about me, about vegans, how we're disgusting people and all this crap. What do you think? Do we seem like relatively decent humans here from the little sample you're getting here? I mean, that's all vegan is, Mike. Yeah, it's just having a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. I find it, you know, if I can eat plants and not have animals be slaughtered for me, and it's not going to harm me to eat that, like health-wise, it's going to be fine. If you want to see some proof later, I'll show you. But yeah, if I can eat plants and not have animals killed, I'm for that because I like animals. If I can not have them killed, I would choose that path in life rather than the one where they need to be killed for me. So that's why I went vegan. It's a super simple decision. Let's see. Mike says, well, of course you are. Haha, but my side is super crazy as well. I don't think we're that crazy, though. But anyway, thanks for saying that, Mike. It's all good. I don't think there's anything crazy about not wanting or not wanting or needing animals to be killed for your food or stuff like that. But anyway, I'm not passing judgment on you there, Mike. I'm just saying, I think it's seems pretty decent, if not like, you know, pretty nice to not require animals to be killed for you. But I'm not saying that if you don't do that, you suck, you know. Some vegans will be like that, but, you know, we don't get along. I don't get along with people like that. Creative arts therapy. Hey, Ryan, any new guitar pedals I'm considering exploring? Well, let me show you one of my prized pedals here. If you're a guitar pedal geek, this is a Boss Blues Driver BD2. It was modified by Robert Keeley. See the sticker there? So it's a very special one. It's not working right now. It makes this weird, just kind of squealing noise. I don't know what's wrong with it. So, I mean, it wasn't my most important pedal, but it was one that got a lot of use over the years. So I'm really bummed. I had to rearrange my pedal board to deal with that. I didn't get a new pedal to replace it, but I did some tweaks to my pedal board, so I wasn't down a distortion. I really need like several distortion vibes, you know, depending on distortion tones depending on the vibe of the song I'm working on. Neo Moon R Studio, should you learn to play a guitar? Only if you want to. I mean, that's the only reason to play, if you have the passion to want to try, and that'll keep you going, you know. Unless you're a natural, it's a lot of work to get decent at it. So if you really want to do it, that'll be your motivation there. No, I don't modify my stuff. I mean, I did build this Telecast. I didn't build, I'm not a luthier or anything like that, but I ordered the body. I ordered the parts basically and put it all together. Made some tweaks to it all, but yeah, I did put this Tele together, which is now strangely one of my main guitars for doing solos on, because I have some noiseless pickups in here, some Seymour Duncan Area T pickups. So anyway, yeah, it's great. I can crank on my high gain pedals for like, you know, sustainy leads, and it's not that noisy compared to a regular single coil. So that's my adventure into being a luthier. I've done some little modifications, like, you know, replace pots and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, thanks to Paisley was a gift from Angie a long time ago when I had a different Telecaster. So she got me this pick guard for as a present. So when I sold the old Telecaster, I took the pick guard off and put it on to this one. So this guitar is, yeah, very special. It's all, you know, it's very selected by me to be of the specifications that I'm looking for. It even has some aging a little bit. I don't know if you can see, like here. Let's see if I can see, if you can see the checking. I don't think it shows up here, but it's been relicked a tiny bit. It's very light too, like maybe less than 7 pounds. Yeah, it's a beautiful guitar. It's more striking in person. You can see all the fine detail on it. Oh, cool! Your boyfriend wants to teach you to play guitar. Awesome! If you have someone to help you out right there, that's cool. One of the latest mods I did get was there's this boutique guitar manufacturer in Texas called Glendale Guitars. His name is Dale. Anyway, yeah, I got this bridge made here. It's made out of stainless steel. It's really cool. Usually they're like just a regular, like some kind of aluminum, but I needed a stainless steel bridge to make sure this pickup here would be very, like, totally silent. Otherwise, with a normal aluminum bridge, there's like some kind of magnetic field that gets created that doesn't let the pickup do its noiseless thing. But anyway, it improved the tone of the guitar too. So this is like become a really kind of high-end Telecaster. You know, it's like, you know, if you were to buy this like new in a store, you know, it'd be like twice what I paid for it, you know, when I, you know, considering all the stuff I put into it. So yeah, it's turned into a kind of a high-end Tele almost. So anyway, let's see, Sion Yu. I see people talking to Sion Yu there. You went to go fully vegan, but scared of hair loss? What food supplements do you take to get all nutrients? Okay, hair loss is not associated with veganism. I've made videos about this before. Yeah, I mean, there have been reports in the media in the past about, like, especially like girls, younger girls suffering from a variety of symptoms once they tried vegan diets, and hair loss is one of them. But what it turns out, at least for the vast majority of them, they were under eating. It's like a nutrient deficiency. They're suffering other things beyond hair loss. But no, the hair loss has nothing to do. I mean, I got a nice little head of hair here. It's all messed up right now from wearing a hat. But, you know, I'm 58 years old. I have a high forehead, you know, so it might look like I'm losing hair. Now, I've had this high forehead for, you know, since I was a teenager. But yeah, it's hereditary. And yeah, you can make hair loss worse if you're not eating sufficiently. But yeah, a lot of these younger girls, they were trying to diet. They thought veganism meant, oh, it's a diet, I'll lose weight. No, it's not a diet. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. And you can lose some weight too, but that's not the main goal or purpose of it. But yeah, eat sufficient food. Don't try to like starve yourself. And if you have a history of in your family of hair loss, you probably will have some too. Like, no diet's going to undo genetics. You know, so anyway, let's see. I see some people talking to you. Okay, thanks. You need to undo the conditioning you've been taught. You have thin, fine hair naturally, so you're terrified of losing any. Bro, I mean, watch videos. I'm 58. I'll be 59 in April, May, June. I'll be 59 in 4 more months. So watch videos of me from like 8 years ago when I was 50. I bet that's still older than you are. I had thick freaking hair. I've been vegan since 2010. So that would have been in the middle of my vegan journey. 8 years in and still had thick hair. And people say, well, your hair's like thinner and stuff. No, yeah, because I'm almost 60. It's not supposed to get thicker as you get older, you know? So, I mean, just normal. Yeah, as we age. So yeah, the diet has nothing to do with it. I know people that were like, friends of mine that lost all their hair in their late 20s or early 30s. They weren't vegan or anything like that. It's a hereditary thing. Yeah, if you think eating meat causes you to have a thick head of hair, well, look at Joe Rogan. He's one of those people too. He's my age. We were born just a week apart. So he's going to be 59 in about 5 months too. And he hasn't had hair since he was like 30 or something like that. So again, you're conflating two very different things: eating a diet of plants and hair gain or hair loss. They're not related. Let's see. AJ points out her grandfather was a die-hard carnivore and lost his hair at 16. So anyway, Neo Moon Art Studio says no hair loss here as a vegan of 10 years. And Mr. Fu says I'm hairy like an ape vegan for 10 years precisely. Okay, the Dusty Dud asks, hey Ryan, is there a lot of people that come and go in veganism? Do I see a lot of turnover? Also, thoughts on keto diet, if it's low saturated fat and more unsaturated fat. I mean, that's a lot of stuff there. I'll come back to that, Dusty, because Don Jackson just left a super chat tip.
A vegan diet can lower one's risk of developing diabetes by over 20%. Go vegan.
Awesome, Don. Thanks so much. All right, we're getting up there. You guys are really helping subsidize a night out for me and Angie this weekend. So we'll keep that in mind. See if we can go and grab a bite somewhere. So thank you guys. We haven't gone out since Valentine's. And we usually don't go out on Valentine's. This is the first time I remember us going out for Valentine's in a decade or more. Thoughts on a keto diet, if it's low saturated fat? Are you talking about a vegan or not? Because if it's not vegan, I don't give a fuck about it. I mean, I'm against it because there's why? Why intentionally harm animals? You want to do a ketogenic vegan diet? I've heard of people doing that. I'm still not sure why. Is there a particular health issue or condition? I'm just not sure what a vegan ketogenic diet can accomplish that just eating like a balanced, sensible vegan diet cannot accomplish. Just kind of curious. So yeah, you can let me know what you're asking about there, Dusty. Let's see. Hey VLAM, if anything, eating exclusively plants helps prevent hair loss because of health promoting antioxidants. Neo Moon Art Studio, 60 is such a beautiful marker. Like I'm going to be 60 in like a year or so. But yeah, AG. I have heard of keto vegan. I still haven't found an answer that satisfied me personally as to what it would accomplish that you couldn't accomplish just kind of eating how I'm eating. Unless you have a certain diagnosed health issue that it addresses. All right, cool, I get it, but I'm not sure what else how you would benefit, in a way that you couldn't benefit from, similar how to I eat. Yeah, AJ, the romantic Italian dinner is really close to being on. Yeah, it's pretty close. If we have to pay for like a third of it, that's still really awesome, Let's see, Peter, you're saving up your money to buy a long-range cargo bike. If everything becomes more safe, you'll cycle down to... Don't cycle down to California. You'll get killed by the crazy drivers out here. No, don't do that. I won't allow you to do that, Peter. And be safe in Canada, too. Yeah, that would be quite a trip. That would be insane. That would be like life-changing. AJ, you tried Atkins as a teenager, such an unhealthy and sad diet. Yeah, that's how I kind of see that too. Yeah, AJ, yeah. I'm sorry, VLAM. Yeah, reminder, veganism is an ethical stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. It's not a diet. Yeah, I'm with you, Mike Miller. Keto, yeah, whether vegan or meat, it's not a great long-term diet. Yeah, I've seen some people like do it in the short term. They feel good and stuff like that. But I've seen other people do stuff in the short term, like just go raw or just eat bananas for a month or some fruit for a month, or they say they feel great. Carnivore people that do it short term, they say they feel great, and that's often due to the fact that these all have in common. What they have in common is that they're elimination diets. So you eliminate everything except for like one or two foods. So all other foods that might have been causing you troubles, they're gone. So you get that temporary relief. Wow, those things are not making me feel great. They're gone. I feel good now. But then after a while, the fact that you're just eating a finite fixed set of like nutrients and not getting a well planned, well balanced diet, that's when you start not feeling as great. So after the short term good feeling wears off, then other issues can creep up. So yeah, if you want to do something like that short term to feel better, okay, I can see that. If you want to do a short term vegan keto, it makes you feel better for a little bit, awesome. Then don't do it once you're not feeling good anymore. Peter, there's a lot of places with no bike lanes. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. The United States was not designed, particularly the West Coast, was not designed for cycling, and no, it's for automobile and truck transportation. That's what rules out here. Yeah, there's a lot of people that just hate cyclists. Seriously, they'll make your life horrible. They'll try to like scare you and hit you. Not say everyone does that. There are people that have that opinion that the roads belong to the cars, and they get offended when they see a cyclist. They're bigots, Mr. Fu just hit 30, and after a decade as a plant muncher, you even started putting on some decent weight without even trying, while being pretty lean since you don't consume suffering. Awesome. Wow, late model, your dad rode his bike from Olympia, Washington. That's way up there, right? That's like, is that past Seattle? To Los Angeles in the 80s. Wow, kudos to your dad there. That's quite a ride. Damn. Yeah, Peter Spudfit, he ate nothing but potatoes for a year. He put seasonings on them, so he was getting other nutrients in his diet beyond just the potatoes. But still, yeah, I kind of remember him not really wanting to finish the year out. He was ready to move on, if I remember correctly. Flatlander Montgomery says, it's hard to eat vegan keto without under eating. I see. If you want to keep like your total carbs, keep it contained, you gotta like keep your total calories contained, because plants are naturally higher in carbohydrates than other macros typically. Yeah, depending on what your carb goal is. That's cool. Your dad's funny. The dementia equals no filter. You never know what will come out. That's cool, Sarah. Well, think about it, Peter. Yeah, don't plan it yet. Okay, Olympia is south of Seattle. You lived there when you were tiny. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to Olympia before. Just Seattle briefly a couple times. Let's see, what's that, Dusty Dud? You don't know, you've been watching keto people. They all say carbs are not essential, but I still feel like we should get fiber for gut. Like, who cares if it's not essential? I mean, they're saying that because when you're in a ketogenic state, your body, your metabolism does this kind of emergency transition to convert proteins into carbs. So in that sense, you can get by without carbs because you force your body into this ketogenic state. The thing is, just because your body can do that, given a certain kind of not normal situation, doesn't mean it should always be doing that. That's just weird to call it non-essential. Yeah, it's basically saying if you're starving and you have limited food, your body can do some tricks to give you the glucose that you need from protein. But it doesn't mean that. How does it follow? But that is the ideal state, the perfect state. Don't eat carbs directly. Just have your body convert protein to carbs. That's the philosophical fucked up reasoning that happens in keto. I've never seen any research saying just because your body can do it, you should do it. It's a fallacy to have that kind of like ought. Because it can do that, you ought to do that. It's not been proven that if you eat a well-planned, balanced diet like I have, full of carbohydrates and protein and fat, there's no. Oh crap! Sorry, I missed my cue here. What's going on? There's no problem. This is what health organizations recommend. They don't say, well, try to limit your carbohydrates. In fact, try to get into a ketogenic state as a vegan. No, it's saying a well-planned, balanced diet is nutritionally adequate and can help reduce your risk of certain common diseases and causes of death. So that's pretty good evidence that you're not harming yourself eating these unessential carbohydrates. So anyway, let's get back to what you guys are talking about. I'm off my little soapbox right now. Yeah, Mike, you got it. Any diet, yeah, as I said, all these very different kinds of diets, even some of them are vegan, like a raw or just eating like a one or two foods, elimination vegan diet. All these diets can make people feel great, but it's mostly because you're cutting out, not the greatest foods. But I want to emphasize, though, veganism is a healthy way to eat. Plant-based is a healthy way to eat, but veganism is not a diet. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. We're not trying to count our carbs or protein or anything like that. It's not a health movement. It's not an environmental movement. Even though if you eat in a certain way, it is beneficial to your health. You can have a crap vegan diet. I mean, nothing in the definition there says that you have to eat a well-planned vegan diet. I just prefer that because I want to live a healthy life. But I see people say they don't care. They don't care if they die early. They're fine with that. I'm not. I want to be able to take care of myself as long as I can because I don't have kids to take care of me. So I need to stay healthy. So my point is I want to eat healthy. But as a vegan, there's no requirement. If you want to, you can just eat like Oreos and beer all day. If you're against animal cruelty and exploitation and you want to avoid animal products, beer and Oreo. You can. Beer and Oreos. You can do that. Totally. I'm not recommending it, but that's vegan. Is it healthy? Hell no, but that's not what veganism is about. So I'm like veganism plus health. I'm against animal cruelty and exploitation, this bit, but also I care about myself and the animals. I want to be able to be a healthy person in life. I want to be able to speak for the animals and do what I'm doing here. If I'm sick in a hospital bed because I was doing beer and Oreos for 15 years as a vegan, I wouldn't be that useful as a vegan. And like I said, I want to be able to take care of myself as I age. No, Mike Miller, I just want to point out, even vegan diets weird restrictive vegan diets are the same as weird restrictive non-vegan diets in the sense that they can provide temporary feelings of feeling better and stuff like that. So no, I wasn't mad at you at all, Mike Miller. I was emphasizing what you're saying there. Anyway, Neo Moon, you'll take care of me. That's really generous of you to say, but I don't think you'll want to take care of us when we're old or anything like that. Sounds like a lot of work. Hopefully AI robots will be a thing then. We just buy an AI robot to take care of us. We'll see. Peter, you need to eat a little bit healthier as a vegan, but I certainly just don't eat beer and Oreos. That's good. Yeah, that's like one end of the extreme. The beer and Oreos vegan, and only whole food plants, no junk foods. The other end of the extreme, and most of us are somewhere in between those two extremes there. Yep, I'm with you, late model. Vegan for the animals, whole food plant-based for the health. And again, you don't have to be 100% whole food plant-based. You can eat some stuff that's not as perfect as that, but have that be the goal. Have that be the direction that your arrow is aimed. And if you don't hit the target dead center, you're probably going to still be all right. If you're eating well day in and day out and have some occasional fun foods or whatever, you're probably going to be okay. But, talk to your doctors and stuff before you take my word for it. But that's what I've been noticing or learning over the years. AJ, you're sending me the Oreos and beer care package. No, don't do that, AJ. You're sending me the Italian dinner care package, right? The Italian vegan dinner. All right, how are we doing? 7:20. Cool. We're still good. We still have over half an hour. But yeah, Peter, you're right. If you do eat vegan ice cream, per the dude I responded to 2 weeks ago, Raw Alignment, is that his name? Raw Vegan Revolution, whatever his name was. Yeah, if you eat vegan ice cream, you will be mind controlled by them. So remember that fact, right? So even vegans say crazy, wacky, zany stuff. So I call out all people that I find, at least ones that Peter sends me, that are saying stuff that's just completely just unsupported by any data or science other than crazy fantasies that they have in their heads. Cool, say on you. You're cutting out all animal products. Today is your day one being vegan. Awesome. Write it down in your calendar. I wish I wrote down my day one because I don't know exactly when it was. I just do know it was sometime around October or November of 2010, but I'm not sure exactly when. Mr. Fu, you just came back from a wackadoo night out, 3 a.m. Awesome. Party on, man. Did you have a good time tonight? Cool, Mike Miller. Come back anytime. You've been chill. Seriously, yeah, I welcome all people to come. You don't have to be vegan or plant-based, as long as you're curious or at least not against us and being mean about it, you're welcome to come. And you were totally chill. You asked really good questions, and hopefully you'll come back. We do this every Friday, whatever time it is right now. Subtract about an hour and 20 minutes. That's when we start. So for me right now, it's 7:20 p.m. I start at 6 p.m. So that every Friday. And yeah, every Friday. I haven't missed a Friday in quite a long time. Let's see. What are you guys else talking about? What's that, Dusty? Does anyone call a vegan plant-based diet a herbivore's diet? Because doesn't plant-based not always mean 100% plants? Well, it depends. Like plant-based, I don't think has a precise meaning like vegan diet. Vegan diet means no animal products. Plant-based should mean that, but there's no part of the definition because if the word vegan diet has its anchor in the word vegan. That's, it's the adjective for diet, and vegan has a very specific meaning. It's adjective. Yeah, it's without any animal products. It's supporting the idea of veganism here. Plant-based doesn't have a precise meaning like that. I in my mind define plant-based as a diet consisting of only plants, but then there's some wiggle room because it's called plant-based, meaning, well, that's your base, meaning you can have that be your base and have some non-vegan stuff, some animal products sprinkled around it. I don't know. So that's why I just say I eat a whole food plant-based diet, but I'm vegan, so to be precise, because words have meanings, and I'm not so sure about the precise definition of plant-based. Yeah, Peter, like Paul Saladino, the formerly known as Carnivore MD, calls pickles animal-based, animal-based, because they're part of his animal-based diet. So the base is animals, and he has some pickles and other little plants, So anyway, Heidi, congrats. 10-year vegan anniversary this summer. Awesome. Do you know the exact date, or you just kind of know roughly when it was, like me? Ooh, I'm getting hungry. I didn't have a proper dinner today. I didn't go to the gym today, though, but I did go yesterday. The schedule's kind of weird this week because of the heat wave and stuff. Flatliner, I don't know your day one. A lot of us don't. "11 years vegan next month, EWQ. Wow, that's great. Awesome, guys. See, you don't just go vegan and die in like a year like VD says is supposed to happen. Anyone know how VD's doing? She back home. She out of the hospital. She pass on. I hope not. Anyone have an update on VD? Just curious. Yeah, Mike Miller. He was nice, huh? Yeah, he wasn't like a vegan, anti-vegan troll. Like I said, people have come on in recent times, like recent weeks, who have not been vegan and have been cool. I was just saying I was talking about last week, the ones who come on who are anti-vegan, the one who are not only not vegan, but they hate us. They're bigots. Those are the ones that really can't like construct just a decent, meaningful sentence ever. They just blurt out a bunch of nonsense. So yeah, Mike wasn't one of those. He was speaking coherently, and he wasn't a bigot. He was just not a vegan, and he was cool. So we like that. Hopefully, as I say, as part of my vegan activism, I want people like Mike to leave his interaction with vegans, in this case our live stream, with a positive note. So I think we succeeded there, right? Because if this had been someone else's, like a Vegan Gains live stream, it would have came down and said, "Yeah, you suck and blah blah blah, you horrible person, you deserve to die." He would have said, "Wow, vegans are whack. I'm out of here. You guys are nuts. I'm never gonna go vegan." But I'm sure Mike kind of left in his mind, I might go vegan someday.
For the
Who knows?
Italian dinner fund.
All right, AJ, you've upped the ante. I have to tell Angie we have to plan on going to our favorite Italian vegan restaurant sometime this weekend, so we'll figure it all out. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. I'll tell Angie. You've made it. You've insisted with all your guys' super chat tips that we have a mangia fogli. Am I pronouncing that right? We have a date at Paul's. So awesome, be good. I've been craving it. I need to go once a month for dinner. I just have to. It's just part of my lifestyle. It's part of my self-care for us to go out and enjoy a fine Italian vegan dinner pair it with a fine glass. We'll usually actually there we'll live large, since it's our big night out. We'll, instead of splitting a glass as we often might do, we will each get a glass ourselves, so that way we can try each other's too and stuff. So thank you for the soy latte California. I actually saved late model. I walked Angie to one of our local coffee shops today, and I said, "You just get one today." I just drank a bunch of my Ripple at home, my chocolate Ripple milk, and it's just to save the $7. One thing I don't like about going to this other local place is they have the vegan tax. They'll charge you an extra $1 or something like that, or 50 cents for the oat milk. So screw it, I just won't get one then. And I just put that $7. I'll put it aside. Haven't not spent it. I'll put that into going to the Italian vegan place this weekend. So with your $5 too, that's like $7. 7 plus 5, $12 for our vegan Italian night. So yeah, we'll figure out a night to go. We often go on Saturdays, but Sunday would be nice too. Let me see what the weather's going to be this weekend. It's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice. Like the days have been kind of hot. I tell you, kind of not fun to go out, but it's nice at night. All right, Sunday. All right, this is nice. Yeah, Saturday will be a high of 75. Sunday 78. Might be kind of chill to go on Sunday, so we'll see. But thanks so much, guys. Thanks, Late Model and AJ for upping the ante there. We're pretty much covered now. Maybe I just got to pay for tax or something like that and tip. It's handled. So thank you so much, guys. Much appreciated. Because that's one of the few things I really look forward to is our monthly dates to Mangia Fogli, and we try to go once or twice a week in the morning when it's a coffee shop, and that's really cool. But yeah, so the funnest time is going at night for dinner, getting the nice dinner entrees, pair it with a great Italian wine or two. So thanks. Soy latte. That's what we all drink. And that came from VD, right? So she's back at home and she's making fun of vegans again. Oh, of course. If she was in the hospital, and if we take her at her word saying that she was facing potential death from a blood clot, potential death. Think about that. She's facing potentially dying in the hospital, and she's making fun of vegans and complaining about vegans. So of course, if she can go home, she's going to make fun of vegans because she's making fun of vegans in the hospital dying almost, So glad she's better. I definitely didn't want to see her die or anything, but I'm not surprised if she was making fun of them in the hospital. She's making fun of vegans again now. Them. Why did I say them? Us. Wow, Late Model, Whittier. What business do you have in Whittier? Like a friend or relative or something like that? I didn't know you had some connection to Whittier. Yeah, let us know, because that's not close, but it ain't far. And yeah, we'll go to the vegan Italian place. Yeah, AJ, yeah, glad VD is okay, though I don't like her one bit either. No, I'm not a fan at all. Peter, yeah, I saw Mike, I follow a doctor on Instagram. I forgot his name. Forgot his name. I think he's like, um, he's a doctor. Yeah, I think he's of Indian heritage. You probably know what I'm talking about. One of you guys will blur his name out. I forgot his name off the top of my head. I saw him cover the study and pointed out some of his flaws. I'm not going to go over them right now. So I don't think it's going to make an interesting video coming from my point. I don't think that's my strongest suit, is this like pointing out, nitpicking what's not great about studies. But keep sending me more videos, Peter. Keep sending me more stuff for sure. Okay. Oh, wow. Your whole family, both sides, is OG Whittier. It's like since the 1800s. Yeah, Whittier is like an old town around here. There's some old looking houses, old places there. Cool. Yeah, let us know if you make it out to Whittier. Yeah, my where my mom lives isn't terribly. It's actually pretty close to Whittier, so I could always meet you in Whittier, perhaps. But yeah, if you want to make the trip out here, got better vegan restaurants out here in Long Beach than Whittier for sure. Yeah, if Mike the vegan out responded, Carl, yeah, what's the point for me? You know, Mike will do it 100 times better. I make fun of the dumb anti-vegan people, and Mike takes care of the science really well. Yes, Peter, that's who you're talking about. I think that's who you're talking about there. Math Renagra. Yes, I'm 98% sure that is the medical doctor I'm talking about. I didn't realize he's in Vancouver, Canada. Awesome. Okay, a lot of your family members are leaving Whittier, but there's a few left. Interesting that you have a few out there. Wow. Yeah, let me know if you're visiting Whittier ever. I know it's quite the trek from where you're at up in inland central Oregon. But yeah, let us know if you're making a trip out here. I'm sure we could figure something out for sure. Sarah, late model. Chris. Anyway, AJ, you got to make some soy curls. Yes, they're delicious. That sounds so good right now. Angie was talking about making us some kind of Japanese dish tonight, so that sounds fun. I don't think there'll be any soy curls in it, but who knows? Yeah, late model for sure, especially if I'm living in NorCal. Yeah, hopefully that'll be the case. Yeah, you come down to Mendo, we can meet up and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely let me know if you're coming to Whittier, because that's in the neighborhood here for sure. And I don't know when I'll be going to NorCal. You know, still off on the horizon a little bit. But that's kind of the plan, because I see the lifestyle I want to live, and I see it up there, particularly where I'm talking about going to. Yeah, she knows where I'm talking about going to. I'm trying to keep it private. I don't want people like VD to know where I'm at, and just old enemies to know where I'm at. You guys all trust, but I just don't want to make it public info. So I just want to kind of keep my next location a little on the DL. Yeah, Mr. Fu, who has no relation to our normal Fu Man Poo, but thanks for coming. That's kind of trippy. I'm just getting hungry now. I'm getting super hungry. Whittier is a town in Alaska too. I'm not surprised. But yeah, I'm sure she's referred to the one out here, because it'd be no sense for me to meet up with a late model in Alaska, a place I've never gone to and may never end up going to. Let's see. Whittier sounds like an old mining town. No, I don't think it was ever a mining town. There's like really not like a like that. It's not. I know where. Yeah, I've been there many times. Yeah, it's not really that kind of place. Just an old. The one we're talking about here is just an old town in Southern California that turned into like a small city. Yeah, there's great old bungalow and craftsman houses in Whittier, which is well. When I lived near there, I would go to Whittier when I wanted some culture. If I needed to go to like a cool record store and buy some cool music from England, I'd go to Levels, was that the name of the place? The record store there. I think I got my first Dead Can Dance CD there. I just wanted to go somewhere and see old buildings and stuff like that. Whittier is the place to go to. The town I grew up in pretty much was built in the 60s and 70s. Nothing wrong with that, but it's hard to feel a sense of like history or culture there other than like suburban culture. That's what I grew up in. Oh, Metalhead, you live in a town called Cambridge. Yeah, Uptown Whittier, that's what it's called. It's like a downtown, but it's technically called Uptown Whittier. That's the old historic town part of it, the city. Peter, wow, you've been a member of our Happy Fam for 45 months. Wow. Peter S, we'll have, hopefully now I can start thinking about doing a members only live stream. That's some of my issues I've been dealing with for the past month now or so. I think they're dealt with, so hopefully hope I can start focusing on other things. I know I have, because I've been needing to get our dishwasher fixed since November. I have this really weird hack where I can get it to work, but it doesn't clean all that perfectly anymore. So I finally called the electrician today to have him come and check it out. It's a multi-step process. I need a new outlet installed so I can get a new dishwasher installed there. It's going to be a big process, but I'm already thinking about next steps for the future, which tells me my mind is free now to think of other things other than this big kind of like legal situation I've been like enveloped in for the past month. Yes, and there was a big earthquake in Whittier, and that was in the 80s, and I tell you, I grew up not too far from that. I remember waking up and wow, this is pretty big earthquake. I was thinking California. Here's my mind, how my mind goes. Like I often I'll be in bed, I'll wake up, wow, is this the big one? Or even if I'm not in bed, wow, is this the big one? You kind of judge, okay, all right, oh, it's getting okay. It's not the big one, thank God. And that Whittier one, I was thinking, wow, this one's pretty big. But yes, AJ, I can start thinking about things that I should have been thinking about, but I didn't have the bandwidth left in my brain, just from dealing with so much weird stuff lately. But yeah, I tell you, the thing about members only live stream, it's hard for us to plan it, or we'll just plan it, and if you can come, and if you can't, you can't, so we'll try our best. Wow, Heidi, that sounds weird and cool. You tried a vegan bacon at a Rhode Island Veg Fest made from rice paper? Damn, that sounds interesting. Ooh, late model. Yeah, the San Francisco quake in '89, the Loma Prieta quake, was the strongest you've been in. So I assume you're probably in Marin right then, which, really close to the epicenter. Where I forgot, where was the epicenter exactly? It wasn't really in San Francisco. Was it south of the city a bit? But either way, it's a big earthquake. You're gonna feel it, within like a 50-mile radius. Pretty good. Yeah. Speaking of Whittier, former President Richard Nixon was probably the most famous graduate of Whittier College. Yeah, see, late model saying, him and her grandfather were lifelong friends. They went to Whittier College together. AJ, you may have mega snow, but at least you don't have major earthquakes or alligators. Yeah, nowhere is perfect. Right? Nowhere is really safe. I even saw like in like Portugal, they've had big earthquakes in Portugal, so it's like, I can't get away from that. In Italy, they have earthquakes and volcanoes. Another place I'm thinking on my list now too. The only thing really bad about Italy and Portugal is I don't know anything about the languages, but I know I like the culture. All right, how are we doing on time here? About 20 odd minutes. All right, cool. Awesome. All right, let's see how we're doing in the comments here. Carl, which earthquake? Your house got a lot of scary looking cracks, but there was no structural damage. That's good. Was it the Whittier or the Loma Prieta earthquakes? All right, Dusty. Good to see you, Dusty Dud. Yeah, I'm not sure what's for dinner. I thought Angie was talking about making us like maybe A Japanese dish. I can't remember if it was like a Japanese stir fry or a Japanese curry. I just kind of remember Japanese being part of it. So for me, it sounds cool. It sounds like we're playing out maybe some vegetables and rice, maybe some tofu or something. We'll see. And the Northridge quake. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, that was closer to that one being in Southern California. Yeah, those are the three big earthquakes of our Gen X lifetimes, right? Late model, Northridge, Loma Prieta, and yeah, if you lived by the Whittier area, that Whittier one was a pretty good rocker too. Yeah, Long Beach had a big earthquake in the 1930s, so hopefully it won't happen until after I'm gone in the next one. Okay, it was the Whittier quake, Carl. Okay, I didn't know you lived around there then. Peter, I don't think Angie has any plans to make any gumbo anytime soon. I haven't seen her buy the ingredients for that. But that's a great question. I'll have to remind her. Yeah, we should have some gumbo sometime. Let's see, the Rhode Island Veg Fest even had some alcohol. Cool. I mean, that's cool, but I mean, they need to make money. I've seen like the LA Veg Fest, like, you know, make money off beer and stuff like that. That's cool. I mean, it's expensive to put these things on. So, you know, there's nothing unvegan about having some alcohol, I guess. You know, I'm not a big fan, other than having pairing some fine meals with some wine. I'm all about that because it just makes it better, you know. I don't know if beer makes food better or anything like that. I don't remember that. But yeah, if you have the right wine with the right dish, it makes, they synergize the flavors, and that's a nice little cool thing that makes life kind of fun. Metalhead. So your escape plan, if this country goes to hell, is Indonesia, tsunamis. But just don't live, you know, on close to sea level. You know, live higher up or further inland. Yeah, just don't live right on a beach area. You know, if you live not on a coastal area, you should be fine. Oh, that sounds good, Carl. Maybe Angie will make us something like that today. You love mocktails? Something I actually like too are low alcohol wines. At Trader Joe's, they had a Pinot Grigio that was like, I think 7 or 8% alcohol. Yeah, most wines are like at least 12, not 14 plus percent alcohol. That was really nice. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even feel anything after that. Seriously, like, you know, had a nice good glass or two, nothing. So it just had, yeah, just, it was nice flavor. Yeah, I don't drink to get drunk. I don't like to get buzzed or anything like that, you know. I mean, if I went to a wine tasting, I wish I'd be able to spit it out so I could just keep trying stuff. But, you know, I'll sip it. Memento. How's it going, Memento Mori? I guess you just saw the comments on the VD channel. Holy crap, everyone on VD channel is an idiot. It's as if eating murdered animals doesn't increase IQ. Well, I think a certain kind of person is attracted to her channel. Someone who takes pleasure in things that are like mean, you know. They don't get pleasure from nice normal things that a lot of us people that have healthy, you know, mental health experience pleasure from. They experience pleasure through twisted, sick things, you know, like attacks and bigotry and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel sorry for them. It makes them less able to experience normal pleasure. So you know they have sad lives. And that's why they have to go to VD's channel and get together and have like some kind of hate fest, because that gives them that little adrenaline, the little dopamine shot. Ooh, I'm feeling something exciting now because I'm doing my thing. I'm hating on vegans, those horrible people who eat the plants. You're getting hungry now too, AJ? Ooh, Kite Hill makes a vegan tortellini. That sounds damn good. I could use some of that right now. Soju, that is a Korean alcohol, fermented, I forgot what it is, but yeah, it's a Korean drink. Like, you know what, I guess like vodka would be to Russia, soju is to Korea, tequila is to Mexico, you know, something like that. Rice wine, okay, yeah, it makes sense, it's rice, yeah. speaking to the VD channel, what was that? Memento? You mean everything they say is useless information? Yeah, there's no science, just anecdotes and just fantasies. Oh, or just make believe shit like, oh yeah, I tried going vegan once, and after 8 days I lost all my hair and I ended up in the hospital, with malnutrition. All this crazy shit that's not supposed to happen. I mean, I want to ask, what the hell were you doing? Like, what were you eating? Were you like starving yourself? Because that's not supposed to happen. And just again, don't take my word for it. I could be lying like VD, but I'm not. If we look at, say, the positions of health organizations who have actual scientists that review the data and can make statements that are based in evidence rather than just complete bullshit. I mean, look, it's like a well-planned vegan diet is nutritionally adequate. So, I mean, this stuff like I tried going vegan and in 8 days I was dead almost. I mean, that's not supposed to happen. And if it did happen to you, which I seriously doubt, you got to take responsibility. What stupid things were you doing? I mean, I've been eating plants exclusively since 2010 and none of that shit's happened to me. So yeah, it's just a bunch of nonsense, and they just get together and they just feedback each other what they want to hear. They feel good. Yeah, them vegans are horrible people. They don't eat the animals, and they're bad. Yeah, there you go, late Mal. There's a story here. I went vegan and my right eye fell out. It came back in as soon as I ate meat, though. It just magically popped in. It's so cool. Meat is healing and all this crap. But anyway, yeah, they are low vibrating humans for sure. And I said we should feel sorry for them because Angie showed me science that says people that experience pleasure in that sick, demented, twisted way of hating on people, it makes them less able or even unable to feel the normal pleasures that the rest of us are able and capable of experiencing in a healthy, normal, regular way. So these people can only receive the dopamine hit by engaging in these sick, twisted behaviors. So these people, what they say, their sick, twisted, demented comments reflect their sick, demented, twisted psyches. It's a symptom. They're showing the world how they really are inside. These comments are so full of hate and toxicity. It's because they themselves are, because they've screwed up their brains by abusing their brains with hate, basically. They've messed up their wiring and their ability to experience normal pleasure. So yeah, we should feel sorry for them, even though it's tough sometimes because a lot of those people are so horrible and despicable. But anyway. They suck. Carl says, instead of having his right eye fall out after he went vegan, he reversed his angina, am I pronouncing it right? Eliminated your migraines, ended your psoriasis, and lost 40 pounds. It's just a coincidence, right? Other people lose their right eye after a week. Yeah, and that's fantastic, Carl. Yeah, awesome. So how come they don't talk about Carl? They should say, well, how about that Carl guy that goes to the Happy Healthy Vegan live streams? He had all these great things happen to him. And how come they don't talk about me? Like, I'm putting my blood tests up. Things are good. I'm athletic and healthy. They don't talk about that. They try to ignore that, hide it under the rug. But look, Ryan is older now. Look how much older Ryan looks now after being vegan all these years than when he started his channel in 2013. Look at him in 2013, tight face, long hair. Look at him now. His hair shorter and looks older. Yeah, I've aged since 2010, and so have all those dumb assholes that are commenting like that. We've all aged. If you stayed alive, you have aged. It's just how it works. They talk about the vegan brain frog. Nope, I'm still waiting for it. Vegan brain frog. Well, I think I hear Angie chopping food, like vegetables. So she must know it's getting close to 8. She'll have lunch or lunch. I'll have vegan brain frog. I called dinner lunch. It's all the same, we just eat when we're hungry. It's just the meal that we have when we're hungry. But anyway, I guess it's comforting to know that VD's back home, I guess, and healthier, not about to die, and still doing her stupid crap and entertaining her people. I'm just glad she told us that she got her channels demonetized because her videos focus too much on disordered eating, because that's so true. like I see the people, I don't click on her videos, but when I go to like see what she's saying about me, when Peter lets me know, I look at the thumbnails and it's usually people who are starving, you know, they look horrible, and it blames that on veganism. No, you pick some crazy raw foodist who's eating in a disordered way, and she focuses so much on that, she got her channel demonetized. So awesome. I'm glad, VD. I'm taunting you. I'm glad your channel got demonetized because you don't provide any service other than making bullshit up about healthy people like me. Yeah, maybe some of the shit she says about these starving raw foodists might have some truth to it, perhaps. But all the shit she said about me, I've told you, I've showed you, everything she said about me is fully complete nonsense. My eyebrows are falling out, I'm going bald, and permanent wrinkles on my forehead after playing basketball in the hot sun for an hour and a half, you know. Anyway, yeah, crazy. This is what happens if you have a presence on social media and you're vegan. You're going to have dumb people who are bigots say hateful things about you. And that's why I want to take this opportunity to start locking down my privacy a little bit. So if and when I finally end up moving somewhere else, I don't want to really tell people where I'm moving. I want to just keep that anonymous. You might be able to guess from some of the footage where I might be up. I'm not going to tell you which city. I'm not going to I'm sure to try to keep it more vague. Like Northern California, pretty vague, you know. It's a big place. Bigger than many states. Yeah, I should make a shirt. This is vegan brain frog, huh? The question is, should there be an image of a frog on it somehow, or is that too obvious? You know, let me know what you think about that. Yeah, vegan for the animals, Nika. AJ, you're making beef stew with juicy marbles fillets this weekend. Awesome. Yeah, I know VD says racist things about my eyebrows. She had no idea she was being racist, though, so it wasn't intentional, but it was an accidental racist thing. She didn't know she was referring to an eyebrow style that is quite common amongst Asian people, particularly Asian dudes. You know, but she didn't know. I know she's ignorant on the matter, so I'm not going to call her intentionally racist, but it was kind of a culturally insensitive thing to say. But since she doesn't know or bother to do any research ever, she didn't know, so she can always claim ignorance. Yeah, Sion, VD has serious issues. Imagine almost dying in a hospital. You're like, if we're to believe what she said, she could be on death's door. She could have a serious blood clot at any moment. But still filming, uploading hate videos about vegans to YouTube. I mean, if I knew I was probably had some high risk of dying, I'm not going to make response videos. I'm letting you know right now. If I end up in the hospital or had some big serious health issue, I'm not going to respond to stupid Joe Rogan, Piers Morgan, Paul Saladino, who's that dumb guy from Canada, Jordan Peterson. Peter's a great guy from Canada. I'm talking about the dumb guy. There's one really dumb guy from Canada. His name is Jordan Peterson. I'm not going to make videos about these people. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my days with my wife, or at least focus on getting better so I don't have my life end prematurely. I'm not going to waste my time getting angry and making videos about these knuckleheads, you know? So anyway, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna do some mental diagnosis on her, because that's not my point. But I've known many people with narcissistic personality disorders, and her behaviors are consistent, very consistent with the people I know or strongly suspect have that. So that's all I'll say about that. Huh, Heidi, your old Asian hairdresser told you, I assume you're not Asian at all, right? That you have Asian eyebrows because of the way they grow. See? This is a known thing. I didn't make this up. I even showed in the video this style of eyebrow. I forgot what it's called. Angie's the one that actually found this information for me, so she probably remembers that. And wow, we survived without Uncle. I was kind of afraid. I have my two wingmen, my wing people, Peter and Uncle was going out on a dinner date with his old buddy Myra, who he said left California because it's too expensive. He found this great job in Utah, get a nice house and everything out there, but it was coming back visiting Uncle. But yeah, Peter, we handled it fine. We had actually no trolls tonight, right? So this was totally chill. This is like great. I thought, for sure, Murphy's Law, the one night Uncle's gone, all hell's going to break loose. But it was super chill. In fact, our one non-vegan person that came, Mike Miller, is that his name? Totally chill. He's not a vegan, but he wasn't a hater, not a troll, not a mean person, not toxic anyway. So that was totally cool. Yeah, Neo Moon, come back anytime. Whatever time it is right now, subtract about 2 hours, and that's when we do it. Every Friday. My eyebrows look normal to me. Yeah, I mean, I always thought they looked normal, but once Angie pointed out that this style of eyebrow is very common amongst Asian guys, like, oh, okay, it's something I never really noticed. But of course, you see that a late model, but VD sees something else. She's looking for flaws. She's actively trying to find anything wrong about a person, and if she finds that perceived visual or aesthetic flaw, she asserts that that flaw has to be due to a vegan diet, not that there's anything else going on in a person's life. Think about that for a second. I could look at any meat eater and find some imperfection, but I'm not going to say it's because of their diet that they are not perfect. But that's exactly the MO she takes on her channel. All visual or personality imperfections are 100% without any question caused by eating a diet of plants, and that's why I think she's such a low person. But I'm glad she can't get monetized. So nah, take that, VD. Your channel sucks. And I'm glad you don't get paid shit unless I think she gets Patreon. Can you imagine being such a pathetic person that you think you got to give her money on her Patreon so you can keep getting the bigoted hate videos from her on a regular basis? Anyway, I don't want to say too much more. But if you're watching, VD, I'm glad you're better, but I still don't like you. But I'm glad you're better. And maybe having this brush with death, VD, you could reassess your priorities in life and reassess, really, is this what you want to be known for the rest of your life? Making these bullshit videos about vegans? Maybe, like, make non-bullshit videos about vegans if you really need to talk about it. At least have it based in evidence and fact rather than complete nonsense. But for old time's sake, I'm going to give you another image, VD. Make a video about why I look like this. You got that? There's your freeze frame. You don't even have to hit pause. I paused myself there. So make a video, explain why I look like that, how eating a diet of plants caused me to have that horrific look on my face. Did I have a vitamin deficient seizure live on a YouTube live stream? Make up some great story. Maybe you can use AI to help you with it. Do something. Impress me with your creativity, because haven't been that impressed that much so far. So, all right, guys, thanks. Yeah, it's pretty much top of the hour here, guys. So awesome. We did it. We did fine. Oh, and Tim Pickles sent another super chat. Didn't you tip me right at the beginning, Tim, about like how you're not going to go vegan or something like that? But anyway, yeah, you did. So anyway, thanks for the super chat tips tonight, Tim Pickles, and everyone. Countryfied and Dawn and AJ and Late Model. Thanks so much, guys. And yeah, I'll tell Angie that you guys funded us a night out at our favorite Italian restaurant. So we just have to find the right night to go. Will it be tomorrow? Maybe not. I might be going to my mom's, so it's kind of be busy in the afternoon. And I'm kind of tired when I get back. Or maybe we'll go Sunday or Monday. Who knows? So anyway, guys, thanks for giving me the options. That's a great problem to have. Gee, what night should we go have our great date night at? So anyway, thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks. Uncle's here. We're just talking about you, uncles. I'm glad you're here, uncle. I hope you had fun on your date tonight. Or I don't want to call it a date, but on your dinner experience with Myra. So hope you had a good time. We missed you, but Peter held the fort down, and he didn't have to do too much holding. It was chill. No haters, no trolls. It was a peaceful, chill night. But anyway, guys, thanks for being here with us, and I wish you the best, Late Model / Chris / Sarah. Hope everything gets better with your dad soon, and your mom and dad are all healthy and back home, and your sister can go back, and you can have it all under control without her being there. But I'm glad you have the support of your family, and you have the support of us, and I'll be thinking about you. And yeah, keep me updated. And yes, please send me any gothic photos from the 80s. I actually don't recall you having sent me one. Maybe you did, but I would have remembered that probably. So if you have any good goth photos, yeah, I would love to see them for sure. I'll try to dig up some of my old photos of me with my Robert Smith hair. All right, guys. So thanks everyone. Thanks for spending your Friday nights or Saturday mornings with us and with me here. And I will try my best to get another video out next week. Peter, keep sending me ideas. Even if I don't do the science one, send me more. Send me people who quit being vegan, or people saying dumb stuff like Joe Rogan. Just whatever you find, keep sending them to me. You sent one out? Okay, I'll just search my old emails, Late Model. I know your email. I'll just search through it, my Gmail, and see if I can find the old gothic photos. I'll look for an email with an attachment, because you probably haven't sent too many of those. So, all right, guys. Yeah, a new song will be out in 2 weeks from Los Bibles Downwards. Check it out. In the meantime, yeah, there's plenty of stuff for you guys to listen to if you need to jam some tunes out of ours. All right, guys, I'll get going. I'm getting delirious now. I'm getting vegan brain fog because I am starving, and I know Angie's got some good stuff going on right now, guys. So, and thanks again. I'll enjoy our date with Angie. I'll go tell her right now, hey, guess where we're going really soon. She'll be happy to hear that. So thanks so much, guys, for helping us to get out and have some simple but profound moments. That's how you describe it. It's just a simple thing, going out to dinner with your wife, but having some great food and a great business with owners that you think are amazing people that make amazing food. It's a real nice treat to have in life right now, because I wasn't doing this time last year. So thank you so much, guys. All right, much love, peace to you all, and remember, it doesn't suck being vegan. All right, bye, guys.